Go.
As Timmy sits down for an evening of high-octane, action-packed, full-throttle gaming with his friends, he looks at the violence on his screen and wonders, or asks the question, do video games promote violence? It is a controversy that has been brought up in many times, and I would like to address the issue head-on and state that video game violence does not promote actual violence, and in fact promotes a faster response time in hand and eye coordination, stimulate the brain for more complex cognitive functions, and also increase metabolic rate. I believe that video games not only allow for an outlet of aggression through defeating enemies, but also provide a sense of accomplishment when progressing past one's previous attempts in solving a puzzle or an objective. Today, I would like to persuade my audience that playing video games has no actual weight on people committing acts of violence, and in fact increases brain functionality and metabolic rate. Let's first compare what effects of real violence and video game violence has on the body. Eric Kane of Forbes.com expresses that video game violence and real violence are not the same thing and in fact have very different outcomes on the body. He goes on to say that when in a real fight with real people, the body's natural instincts kick in and adrenaline courses through the individual's entire system. The body tenses up and the natural instinct of fight or flight overwhelms the person and a decision must be made. None of these processes occur when sitting down in the comfort of one's own home while they indulge in their favorite video game. The brain is actually put into a higher state of critical thinking and functionality to perform complex tasks within the game. Now that I've shown how different the two types of violence affects the person, I'd like to talk about how hand and eye coordination are affected. Kate Kersner of How Stuff Works has insight to a study done at the University of Toronto in 2014, which had some interesting finds. She states that the first test took both people who played first-person shooter-style games and people that did not and gave them the same test. On a computer screen, they were required to guide a cursor via mouse along a complex moving target that eventually would repeat itself. At the beginning, everyone did poorly and kept keeping the cursor locked on the target. But over time, the gamers began to recognize the pattern at a rate several times faster than the people who did not play games. This shows us that gamers are not provided with an initial advantage in hand and eye coordination, but can learn it more quickly and easily. I have provided evidence that video game violence is not only unrelated to actual violence and increased hand and eye coordination skills, but here is a point you may not have realized. Playing video games can increase your resting metabolic rate. Alec Kubis-Mayer states that a new generation of interactive gaming is just over the horizon, and people will have to get into shape while also saving the princess. This new style and platform of gaming takes couch potatoes and turns them into a lean and fit dragon slayers in just a few months. The team of engineers are working on a VR style gaming platform that gets people up and moving and much more. The idea is to provide a fun and captivating gaming environment that increases heart rate and provides an alternative to a gym membership and commitment. Alec states that just in 10 days, he felt just as sore and tired as if he had never missed a day in the gym. An experiment at the University of Miami, ran by Perry last initial A, determined that a person playing a game has a higher metabolic rate and heart rate than a person sitting down watching TV. The test was ran with 21 boys ranging from ages 7 to 10 years old. And the vitals were taken before, during, and after gameplay. Although it was not a significant increase, it was consistent with all participants. In conclusion, violence has been around the world longer than the creation or even the concept of video games, and it's an age-old struggle that we as people have endured. Video games do not put the motive and intention into a person to commit acts of violence. They instead provide a means to reduce stress, increase hand and eye coordination skills, and can even promote a higher cognitive capacity and metabolic rate. The next time you look at a game, and wonder if the next time you look at a game and wonder if the reason the bully at school is taking your lunch money, you can breathe a sigh of relief to know that that's not the case. And maybe taking down a dragon or two might provide the outlet the person is looking for and keep your wallet safe. Thank you. Here's my audience.
What?